I'm 29 years old, I run a software company, and AI keeps me up at night.
AI is probably the most important thing humanity has ever worked on.
This AI technology is going to be the most transformative technology in our lifetime.
Artificial intelligence will 100% change everyone's job. That's according to the CEO of Santa Clara-based chipmaker NVIDIA.
Right now, heading into 2026, I am watching a dangerous split happen in real time. Tech workers are making a decision without even realizing it. A decision that will determine the next 3, 4, maybe even 5 years of their career, if they still have one by then. So if you are in tech and you've been sitting on the fence about AI, or you're feeling anxious about it and you're worried that you're already behind, or maybe you're like a lot of people right now, just tired of hearing about AI and you've kind of tuned it out at this point, well, this video is for you, because what I'm seeing right now is honestly terrifying. There's a split happening, and the scary part, most people don't even realize which side they are on. On one side, you've got people who are completely paralyzed with the fear of AI. They're seeing all of the headlines about AI, the hype, the articles, the doomers saying that it's going to take all of our jobs, and they're frozen. They're looking at all of this conflicting information, and they've basically decided to do nothing. They're telling themselves that they'll learn it when they need to, that they will wait and see how it all shakes out, that they're being smart and measured by not jumping on the hype train like everyone else did with crypto and NFTs and even the metaverse. They're comfortable right now. They're making good money and focusing on what's working right now rather than just confronting the possibility that the ground is shifting underneath their feet. Now, on the other side, you've got people who are paranoid. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that they're awake to what's happening. They're not paralyzed by fear. And it's the very thing that's driving them. They're the ones experimenting at night after their day job. They are building these little projects just to understand how this stuff works. They're staying up late building, trying things that don't work, iterating, learning. They're not waiting for certainty or someone to tell them that it's safe to start learning now. And the gap between those two groups, well, I'm watching it get wider every single day to the point where in 3 or 4 years, the gap will be too large to bridge. And while this is going on, this is what makes this moment so confusing if you're not paying close attention. AI is the most revolutionary technology that we have seen in our lifetime. And I don't say that lightly. I've been in tech for more than a decade, long enough to see the hype cycles, but this time is really different. In 2025 alone, big tech has spent over $320 billion, and this isn't slowing down anytime soon. Over the next 2 years, companies plan to increase their spend on deploying AI-related tech. But at the same time, it would be fair to say there's a disconnect between what we've been promised with AI and how messy it currently is. And this gap is creating all of these weird situations that are sending completely the wrong signals to people who aren't paying close attention. Like, you're seeing the headlines, right? Companies laying off staff. Seemingly every day, software engineers are being fired and they're being replaced with AI. You're hearing these big announcements about everyone is AI first now and the future is here. And we don't need humans anymore. Klarna did exactly this. And then a few months later, quietly, they were hiring the same people back because it didn't work and it wasn't ready. But here is where people get tripped up. They're hearing these stories and it's like they're breathing this massive sigh of relief. See, I told you. I told you AI was overhyped. I told you that it was just another hype cycle. And they're feeling validated. But that reaction, that sense of relief, that's the most dangerous position that you could possibly be in right now. Sure, right now, 95% of AI projects are failing. And yeah, they're doing the rollbacks. But that's to be expected, no? We are so early right now, and innovation as drastic as this is bound to have some big hiccups along the way. Projects are failing right now, but where's the trajectory headed? Exactly. And it's only going one way. AI's ability to train and learn with such fast implementation at the scale that it can do it is something that we've never seen before. So when you see a company retreat from AI and you think it failed or it doesn't work, I was right, what's actually happening is that they are in a messy middle of trying to figure it all out. And when they do figure it out, when they come back with the right approach, the people that they're going to hire, the talent that they're going to pay a premium for, those aren't going to be the people who are sat on the sidelines, twiddling their thumbs and just pretending that this shift wasn't even happening. Because here is the thing, layoffs have always happened. Technology has always disrupted industries. People have always lost jobs when new technology comes along that can do what they do better, faster, and cheaper. That's nothing new, except this time it's on a scale that we've never seen before. And let me take a step back, because we are living in a bubble. Now, I'm not talking about the sky-high valuations in the stock market right now. You, me, everyone in tech, we are so clued into AI development that we think everyone's talking about it like we are. But the general population, they actively resent it. There's a massive anti-AI movement right now. People are furious about energy costs from data centers, terrified about job losses. They see AI-generated content flooding the internet and they genuinely hate it because we are in this tech bubble. We forget that reality also exists, and this creates a new problem because while the public is pushing back, what's happening inside big tech? Now, every company is investing billions. Every business owner I talk to is really paranoid about being disrupted. The sentiment outside the bubble doesn't matter. The trajectory that AI is headed towards does. So we've got a split happening where people are either paralyzed by AI or ignoring it. And then you've got those that are going all in on AI. Then you've got the tech workers losing their jobs to AI, even though it's not quite meeting the expectations that have been promised. But we agree on where the trajectory is headed. So let me pause for a moment because I don't want this to just be doom, gloom, and fear. That's not the point. If you're in tech right now and you're watching this video and you're feeling anxious or you're worried or you're behind, you're really not behind. You're actually exactly where you need to be. You already have the skill set that's got you into a tech role. And now it's about learning what AI really is and how you can take advantage of it. Because with AI, we don't have the same 24 hours anymore. And let me explain. Someone who knows how to properly leverage AI, they're getting 5 times, 6 times, maybe 10 times the output in the same time as someone who isn't. Not because they're working harder or they're more disciplined, because they have a multiplier on their time that other people don't have. Every role in tech has a version where AI is used as a 4 or 5x multiplier. It's just a case of figuring out how. So let me tell you what actually works. Everyone's selling AI workflows right now and AI automation. And don't get me wrong, some of that stuff does work, but that's the surface level. The real power of AI is not about the specific tool itself, it's in the context that you give it. Think about what a general purpose large language model actually is. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they are all trained on basically everything, the entire internet. And because it's trained on everything, it's specialized in nothing. So when you ask it a question without context, you get an answer that is probably not very helpful. But what if you did something different? What if you fed it everything? Your specific data, your industry knowledge, your processes, your workflows, your customer insights, your product documentation, everything that you know. What if instead of asking it generic questions, you gave it so much context about your specific reality that it could give you specific answers? That's when you get 4 times, 5 times, 6 times the output. And that's the true power of AI, increasing your productivity so much that you're now operating at a completely different level. In fact, right now is the most exciting time to be in tech. AI is actually the great equalizer. If you're new to a company or you're a mid-level and you've been grinding, trying to get to senior, AI can completely change that trajectory. Someone who's junior but knows how to leverage AI the right way can actually outperform someone who's senior but doesn't use AI. They can produce senior level work because they are multiplying their capabilities. You basically just leapfrog people. You can compress timelines even faster than any generation before you because you're not limited by your experience anymore, but only if you actually learn how to use AI properly. And this is where that split I mentioned earlier really matters. The people who are figuring this out right now are building an advantage that's going to be really hard to close later. Because once AI fluency becomes expected, you won't get credit for knowing it. You just be expected to know it. Right now, there's still a window where being early really matters, but that window is closing. Are we early right now? Sure. But will it be the same in 5 years? Honestly, let's be real, nobody really knows. We're here taking educated guesses, but to me, it'll be too late by then. So what does this actually mean for you? What can you actually do about this? It means that you don't need to become an AI researcher or understand how transformers work under the hood. You want to start small. Pick tasks in your daily work that are repetitive or time consuming. Feed LLMs the full context and you'll see the difference that it makes. Build real projects in your spare time after work. Use AI, use cloud. You owe it to yourself if you want longevity in this space. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable today to get the comfort that you're looking for tomorrow. You're not behind, you're not too late, you are exactly where you need to be. But you do need to decide which side of the split are you going to be on. The people who are just paralyzed by AI or people who are paranoid but building. If you're not learning how to leverage AI and you're hoping that this is just a fad or you don't really believe it's real, I'm sorry to say, but your ignorance is going to cost you dearly. You are in tech, so lock in, make it happen, don't ignore it, and as always, good luck.